I have the answer. If we look at 1 Kings, Jerusalem, the city which the Lord did choose out of all the tribes of Israel to put his name there. Do you know that God's name is attached to this city, Jerusalem, this ancient city? You know something really interesting? And some of you guys who visited Jerusalem, you may have done this. There's a part of the city which has been excavated by archaeologists. You can go down to a lower level that's been excavated. See, Jerusalem's a city that has been besieged, destroyed, and then many years later, it's built on top of, and then it's besieged and destroyed, and then many years later, built on top of, right? So there's literally these layers. So you can go down these stairs, down to an ancient bottom level, the oldest level, and you can literally stand there and look way up to what is now ground level, and you can see these strata. You can see the Babylonian Empire. You can see the Persian Empire. You can see the Greek, the Roman Empire. And you know, I went down and I stood there and I looked at this, and you know, I thought to myself, where's the Babylonian Empire today? God, it's in the history books. Where's the Roman Empire today? God, to the history books. Okay? Where's the British Empire today? Sorry if we have any Brits with us. Okay? It's gone. But where is Israel today? It's there. You know, a czar was asked, 100 years ago, a czar of Russia was asked, show me proof of God's existence. Some bold individual stood to his feet and said, the Jew. Scattered to the four corners of the earth for 2 millennia, God has preserved them. Can you imagine, has there ever been a people group in the history of the human race removed from its ancestral homeland, scattered to the four corners of the earth, and after 2,000 years, brought back home? Okay? When we look at Israel, it's really a country of God's miraculous. 2 Chronicles, chapter 6. Since the day that I brought forth my people out of the land of Egypt, I chose no city among the tribes of Israel to build a house in, that my name might be there. Neither chose I any man to be ruler over my people Israel, but I have chosen Jerusalem that my name might be there, and I have chosen David to be over my people Israel. So again, we're echoing the words that we saw in Kings, that God has attached his name to the city, to this country, and to this people. And so often, when we look at the covenants, we're just going to look briefly at it. God said, this is an everlasting covenant. And God made a promise to King David. He said, out of your seed, I'm going to establish your throne, God's throne, and it will be everlasting. And of course, this is referring to Jesus. And we can't fully understand Jesus unless we understand him within the context of God's covenants with Israel. We can't fully understand Jesus until we understand his Jewishness. This is fascinating. Time magazine, just a couple of months ago, they had a cover issue that said 10 big ideas, the 10 most important ideas in the world today. Think about that. One of the ideas on the list was a re-Judaizing of Jesus. And what do I mean by that? The article was all about Christian scholars and theologians taking Jesus and putting him back in the context of his Jewishness and understanding the Jewishness of Jesus. And that's what more and more Christians that I understand, that I talk to, they say, I want to know the Jewish roots of my faith. Hallelujah. So a lot of Christians are digging it up and unearthing it. So God made a covenant with Abraham. He said, I want you to come out of the land of Chaldea, a fertile crescent, the ancient people of Sumeria. I want you to come around and down to this land that I'm going to give you and your descendants. And what did God say? Abraham, I'm going to make your name great. I'm going to bless those who bless you. I'm going to curse those who curse you. And through you, all the families of the earth will be blessed. Do we want to be blessed today? You guys are at a new beginning. I want to encourage you to consider incorporating a blessing to Israel. Through you, all of the families of the earth will be blessed. This is referring to Jesus. But I believe the Jewish people themselves have been on such a blessing to mankind. I just want to mention, this is an incredible statistic. The Jewish people represent 1/5 of 1% of the world's population. 1/5 of 1%. But yet, in Nobel Prizes, they have been awarded a phenomenal, a disproportionately large amount of Nobel Prizes. In the field of medicine, there are 6 fields of Nobel Prizes. In the field of medicine, almost a quarter, 23% of all Nobel Prizes awarded in the field of medicine have gone to Jews. And they've been a blessing to us. I believe that God has genetically imprinted it upon them to be a blessing to us. Okay, I want to focus on one piece of scripture this morning, found in Isaiah 63. It's a remarkable scripture. I will mention the loving kindness of the Lord and the great goodness toward the house of Israel, which he has bestowed on them according to his mercies, according to the multitude of his loving kindness. Continuing in verse 8. For he has said, surely they are my people, children who will not lie. So he became their Savior. Isaiah 63, verse 9. In all of their affliction he was afflicted, and the angel of his presence saved them, and in his love and in his pity he redeemed them. Remarkable scripture. Incredible promises to Israel. What I want us to do is take a few moments and look at this scripture literally. In all of their affliction, he was afflicted. In every way that Israel suffered, God has suffered. Okay? We're just going to look at this scripture literally for just a few moments. Jesus went to the cross naked. Only a generation ago in Nazi Europe, millions of Jews went to their death naked. As many as 8 million European Jews, over 2/3 of them, went to their deaths in Nazi Europe. In all of their suffering, he has suffered. Jesus was mocked, and he was ridiculed by the Gentiles. Only a generation ago, in Nazi Europe, the Jews as well were mocked and ridiculed by the Gentile nations in which they were scattered. In all of their suffering, he has suffered. Jesus was scourged. He was put to death. Again, suffered under Pontius Pilate, right? He was handed over to the Gentiles, and he went to his death like a lamb going to the slaughter. Again, only a generation ago, over 2/3 of Europe's Jews went to their deaths like lambs to the slaughter. They didn't respond. Jesus' history here on earth was not one of power, of political military power, was it?